Hello, Algebra 2 parents. My name is Mrs. Brewer, and I am your student's Algebra 2 teacher this year. Thank you so much for logging in and viewing the Back to School Night video, even if you were not able to come in person to Back to School Night this year. I so appreciate parent involvement, and I could not do my job well without you. So tonight I wanted to share with you a little bit about me, a little bit about the course, and how you can best help your students succeed in Algebra 2. First, this is my 9th year of teaching here at Eagle Crest. I am happily married, and I have an almost 2-year-old daughter, Nora. She'll be 2 in November. I've got 2 terrible and obnoxious but also wonderful dogs. I obviously love math. I love the mountains, traveling, reading, learning new things, true crime TV shows, and my most favorite job, my most important job is just being a mom to my daughter. I'm a Colorado native. I grew up in Brighton, Colorado. I went to Gonzaga University for my undergraduate degree in mathematics, and I went to CU Denver for my master's degree in mathematics education. And lastly, I believe in all students, and I'm here to support all students, and I hope you will join me in that journey of support. One thing that I wanted to show you today is your student's Schoology page. So if I go back here just one section. On Schoology, this is like their first line of defense. This is where your student will want to go if they miss class or if they have any questions. First, you'll see that we have a tab for notes. If students lose their note packet, they can always click here and get an extra copy. In fact, I would encourage students to get a binder similar to what I have shown down here to house all of their Algebra 2 notes. They received this on the very first day of class. This is something that we will interact with almost daily. We do not have a textbook for this course, so this is a really great thing that students need when they are practicing and studying for this class. If students are absent, they'll need to look down here at This Week at a Glance. I will always post their topics for what we learned in class that day. Then they can click on this tab and it will populate a YouTube playlist of all of our notes for the entire year. So if a student was absent, say on the first day, and they know we did section 1.1, we can that student can watch all of these videos on section 1.1. and then feel prepared for class. Or maybe a student was in class and they just need it explained again, or they need to see the problems worked out. They can also click on this YouTube playlist. It's a great place to go. Back to some more of the nitty gritty. Here's my contact information. Email is probably the fastest and best way to contact me. I do have my office phone number there, and I do share it with another teacher. So if you do call that phone number, please just indicate who you would like to talk to. And then lastly today, if I were a parent of a high schooler, I would want to know what my student is being graded on and what their grade looks like. So their grade is really split in half, 50% content checks and 50% summative assessments. Content checks are just checkpoint quizzes along the way so that we can see how we're doing and how we're progressing. Because they are checkpoints along the way, students can redo content checks and they can improve their score if they're not satisfied with how they did the first time around. Summative assessments are more like chapter tests. And again, students can redo those towards the end of the semester if they feel like they know something more towards the end of the semester than they maybe did the first time around. You'll also notice that homework and classwork are not necessarily calculated into their grade. However, I'm sure we all know that homework and classwork and practice is something that makes a great mathematician. So although it is not directly impacting their grade, by doing the homework and the classwork and really participating, content checks and summative assessment scores should be higher, and they should have a better level of understanding by doing those things and participating. Lastly, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the structure of Algebra 2. In Algebra 2, we're going to talk a lot about different function types. We're going to graph some things, we're going to solve some things, and we're going to analyze some things. For some of our students, this is the foundational class for higher level mathematics. If your student wants to go into a STEM-related field, mathematics or engineering, any of those things, Algebra 2 is going to be the foundation for any course they take in the calculus series and beyond. For some of our students, though, this is the highest level of math that they will take. That said, the state of Colorado has graduation requirements for all high school students, and the Cherry Creek School District has decided to put the math graduation requirements embedded into the Algebra 2 course. So in second semester, students will have what are called capstone exams, and students need to pass those capstone exams with at least a 60% in order to meet the graduation requirement. Those capstone exams are things that we work on and revise and redo, and most of my students meet that graduation requirement with no problem. I will send out more information when we get closer to the time that capstones are actually being administered, but I just wanted to let you know up front that that is a requirement for our Algebra 2 students. Lastly, I'll just close out by saying, again, thank you for your involvement in your students' education. I am always here to help. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything at any time in the semester, please reach out. And I hope we have a successful school year.